Okay, I think that's enough dilly-dallying. Just want to say hi to T-Train and to Jeremy. Oh, Jacket Jailfry, sorry. You mean Texas, right? Anyway. I appear to have vanished. Oh, there I am. And wouldn't you know it, my entire chat box is scuffed once again because YouTube Studio always keeps changing the format of what it looks like over and over and over again, and it's getting kind of annoying. It's almost insufferable. And I was hoping to avoid this, but I guess not. So, I guess we're just gonna have to live with that cutoff then, unless, of course, we want to spend the next 20 minutes trying to get this fixed. Well, that's about average per day, like 3 derailments every day across North America. Transform, edit, transform. Just crop a little less on the left. Crop a little more off the bottom. Okay. That should be it for now. At least momentarily, while I go and update y'all on what's been going on. So yeah, I've been working on 3D modeling some more, but this time I think I've actually made some meaningful progress on a second model. Considering my experience with Blender was near zero for the last entirety of my life, now I have some vague semblance of what I can and can't do in the program, because for the longest time I struggled with the controls because none of them are intuitive. But now I'm in a much better space, and because I'm able to upload stuff straight to VR chat now, like I couldn't just a few years back, I feel like that's gonna get somewhere someday. But aside from that, I think we should be able to go straight into office hours. And it looks like this hasn't changed like it should, so we're gonna have to fix that. Chat box copy, web browser, paste. Gonna have to scoot it up. Little bit more. Okay, just a bit more. I don't know how many people sent stuff on the Discord. Close enough. Just gonna scoot this down. Oh shoot, did I accidentally? Nope, that was a correct one, and then I can do it for over here. Oh hey, wouldn't you know it, it looks like there was a chat box already there. But this one's gonna be slightly better. Well, sort of. Close enough. Oh well, I'm gonna have to work on it next time. And then web browser jail. Make chat box 2 again. Okay. So with that all said, we should be able to head straight over to the Discord. which I have a sneaking suspicion. Yeah, it doesn't remember, so we're gonna have to go fix that. I thought I would have prepared better for this time around, but I guess not. I should have expected better of myself, but what would I know? And then I should be able to triple check the background to make sure that it's properly centered, because for some reason I thought it wasn't. Yeah, it looks like it's the way it's supposed to be. But no questions, comments, suggestions, no nothing. Because if not, I've already submitted for tonight's stream. It's Trainwrecked 4 Variety Edition. But we need to go back to where we were previously. Epilepsy warning. So yeah, I think what was the last time? Yeah, I think I overshot it. 6:17:25. 6:26. 6:28. Last week, what was last week? Last week was I did it on the 16th of July. So just got to keep scooting on down there. 7:6. 7:11. Was it here? 7:17. Yeah, that's too far. 7:14. 7:14. I know I had to cut it short last time, but I can't remember exactly where, considering everything's just kind of blurring together. Yeah, we saw this. But yeah, I think we saw this, and that, and this, and that, and that, and the diesel conversion. Oh right, it's August. I'm an idiot. Uh, so yeah, should go all the way to August 9th. August, no, no. Yeah, we saw that. August. August, yeah, we saw that. Saw this. Saw a little of that. Think we... Did we pass this? Oh yeah, it's pretty clear for me, though there are wildfires in, I think, Southern California, but I could be very wrong. But yeah, everything's just kind of blurring together in my memory. Actually, a better idea might actually be to just check on my previous stream. So you should be able to crack open the studio. Back to analytics, which the last I checked, they haven't changed despite the AI update. So there's that. Okay, maybe it's not perfect, but for the most part, everything seems to be on course. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, no, no, no. The AI that was used to train the new sorting algorithm for determining how old a user is on YouTube. Anyway, back to content, back to live, back to here. I thought I'd be able to play this in the player. Come on. Okay, so this is where I left off. Let's change the resolution. Little Big Edition 4. Here it is. Oh, I was very close. What I can say, though, is that I didn't have to verify myself personally because having a Google AdSense account meant that they already kind of knew more about me than most users of YouTube. So yeah, this is where we left off with Cursed Trains Part 25, Little Big Edition 4 Electric Rendezvous. And yeah, we got this weirdo. We got this one looks completely wasted. This is worse. My boy getting kidnapped in this image. And then we had that, and a little of that, and then a little of that, and a dog with a shit-eating grin. And this Scoober, who's very narrow but very tall. And this one, and yeah, that was all in that submission. So USS Salem. Oh gosh, what is this? If that's not a boiler explosion, then I don't know what is. It's okay, take your time. Now I'm trying to make heads or tails about what this is, because there's nothing to really help me gain an idea of what it's supposed to be. Because, like, there's a passenger compartment here. There's a operator compartment here. Oh yes, the forbidden spaghetti. The forbidden spaghetti of the exploded boiler. Anyway, talk about a power move. This one's also from me, from what I was trying to cram in before the last second. Just readjusting my model a bit. Anyway, talk about a power move, and that's a lot of locos. And that is too. What does it say on that? Georgia Central. I don't think I've heard that one before. And I was the one who posted it. And classic repost, but it still looks weird. And weirder still because they're all scuffed, like this stream. Oh, we can never have enough of those. We got this power move from the Santa Fe as well. Here's one from the Union Pacific that some rail fan caught in their car. Why aren't you driving? You're supposed to be distracted. I mean, free of distractions when driving. Here we've got Canadian National, but I think it's either Train Sim 5 or Trains Simulator. And here's another one around a bend. And second to last is CSX. And last but not least is this one, which, to be honest, the lighting isn't particularly great. But this seems to be similar to some of the other ones, but this one's actually different because it has a different consist of locomotives. And of course, the Wild J50 replied, "Unlimited power!" But we are nowhere close to maxing out on power. Anyway, Panzer Fox, what do you got for me? Central Pacific number 3 CP Huntington. Only one ever produced. Now, I've seen this one at the California State Railroad Museum, so it's goofy and I personally don't like the color scheme that they chose. I don't know what they were thinking when they did this. Like, they could have just gone with conventional colors, but they all had to be different shades of red. And, of course, they had to put it out in the sunlight in the main display room. And, of course, this wheel arrangement would be inspiration for the little engine that could, of course. Which, I don't know about you, but something always felt wrong about this. Having just a single driver in these proportions. They could have, but they didn't because this is supposed to be an inspection loco, if memory serves correctly. When all the major locomotives were busy producing for the war factions, the Central Pacific was in search of a locomotive for its eastward expansion. Since no powerful tender locos could be found, a small 424T tank engine with the name CP Huntington and TD Judah were purchased from Cook. Former was named after Collis Porter Huntington, who was one of the Big Four, and this played a key role in the realization of the first transcontinental railroad in the United States, not to be mistaken for the one through Panama. After the procurement of more powerful logos, the number 3 quickly lost importance. It was put on lighter duties. It was on display from 1888 onwards, but ended up in storage in 1891, only to be converted into a mobile weed incinerator 10 years down the road. New life began in 1910 when it was restored to working order. In 64, it was in the State Railroad Museum, and after 1981, it had been in other locations. Blah, blah, blah. One thing I do remember, though, is that because the Panama Canal hadn't been built, this thing had to go all the way around the Cape of South America. That is a possibility, but the center of mass, mind you, is, of course, squarely here, for the most part. Or at least that's where it's supposed to be. Yeah, became basis for the little engine that could, or at least that iteration of it. Who's there? Oh, by the way, hi, Amtrak fan. I wanted to address you first, before anything else, when you popped in. Because we're looking at Train of Thought's Discord! Yippee! Go check out Train of Thought's Discord if you haven't already. Go become a member so you can submit your own curse trains after you agree to the rules. Go check out his YouTube channel. He just posted a new video today on the Titfield Thunderbolt. Well, actually, it was the lion, but it would be in the film, it was the Titfield Thunderbolt, but you get the idea. So yeah, he just made a video on that today. Go check out his YouTube channel, subscribe to that. Go check out his Twitter at TrainFactsGuy. These and other things in the description down below, as always. This is like the third or fifth time that you've done the EMD's nuts joke. You can only get so far with that. Anyway, this is from me. It says, Mick, don't try this at home. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. And we've got the cursed special events Mick Caboose. Or actually, Mick Boose. And here we've got this image here of an entire passenger car, a streamliner no less, plowed straight through here. And the first thing that came to mind was, what are you doing, step car? Here's one from Germany, I think it was. Le Train de Ronald, which I feel like that's in Quebec, of all things, because where else would you find something like this? Got a little power line sticking out of it so you can actually send electricity through. I swear I need sound redeems. So yeah, the 24-hour drive-through. I don't think this is what they meant by drive-through. But it's still weird to have it fused at this point to the building. And the drive-through entrance is marked over here. We've got the Barstow station, which that is just... This complex is huge. And it doesn't just have a McDonald's. It has a Subway. It's got a Panda Express. It's got all sorts of rail cars just floating around here. And it's just off the freeway. I don't remember the lore behind it. Now this one's kind of creepy and scuffed because it's all weathered to oblivion. Like, some of the signs come off, which looks like it was screwed into place. Ronald's birthday caboose? Yeah, no. You will not find me there. Especially with that TV antenna and AC. No thank you. And this is probably one of the most egregious, in my opinion, in terms of aesthetics. This configuration is very much a period piece, in my opinion, because it is using different types of design choices that you just don't see anymore. Oh, and yeah, we got this one, which I don't know the context for this, but it's another McDonald's with a rail car that's been done dirty in McDonald's colors. Well, Ronald McDonald colors, that is. But yeah, this place is huge. Like, I feel like I've been here before at least once, and it was purely on accident. Mind you, it looked way different than this. By comparison, it used to look way different. Because that was like 20 some odd years ago. Again, holy, I'm old. Let's see. Panzer Fox, Imperial Russian Railway Series 1. Original series BK from Russia, circa 1903. 112 were made. And it's a Malay. There is all sorts of wrong with the proportions of this thing. It's OSHA compliant. Oh, yeah, I will get to that when we have office hours, because no one said anything for office hours at the beginning of the stream, so we'll do it at the end of the stream. Don't you worry there. But yeah, we got everything about this being fundamentally wrong in terms of its proportions, its high center of gravity, a funnel that doesn't belong there, which technically, yeah, that's technically a funny funnel. I played myself on that one. Off to the wheel! Running around the wheel she goes. Where she stops, nobody knows. Egg! Egg. We'll mark that as done. I will hop back into the void. Hey Jay Christensen, welcome to the stream. Okay, I'm back. So, with that funny funnel out of the way, we can bounce over to Odinny B. What have you got for me? Oh. Not the kind of derailment I was expecting, but nothing we hadn't seen before in terms of magnitude of damage. Because that's a lot of damage. But we'll put it back together with flex tape. Also, hi Code 3 Response, welcome to the stream. Just hopping back into the swing of things. I posted on this one for reasons. I admit this is a repost, but it's still weird, and I needed to get it off my list. Hammond! Do not couple this end to a freight car. Transition car move only on the rear of this train. Okay. So that was weird. I thought this was weird because of the funny funnels, which means I have to spin the wheel again. Really played myself on that one. We got this weird train from Japan, the romantic train, which not the one I was thinking of. Normally I think of the romance train sets, which are different. Here we've got an obstruction, which you'd think a locomotive would be able to take care of quite nicely, but for some reason it stopped. We've got this long boy. Pretty sure SW units aren't supposed to be this long. For all of you know, it could be a chop shop job. And of course, another funny funnel. I didn't know where to put this. I don't think it counted as a cursed critter of any sort, because it's a full-blown prairie locomotive. And we got this other one over here. I don't know what the context is. It just looks like they're re-railing it somehow. And they needed a tractor. Though I feel like at the angle it's at, that a lot of energy might be lost or not used as efficiently based on the force vector that it would generate at that angle. You'd think it'd be running along the tracks because it's wider than the gauge of the rails. We got this other weirdo, kind of like the other switcher we just saw a moment ago. Though for some reason it's not in the best coloration. Hey Bob, welcome to the stream. And we got this scene of the floodplain. I don't know, something's just kind of calming about this, even though it's supposed to be cursed. And we wouldn't be remiss if we didn't have a rattlesnake making a nest in some electrical equipment because it stays warm. So yeah, played myself, gotta spin the wheel again. Go to jail! Dang it. Mark that as done. I need the clanking sound of a jail door closing for that. I wish it would stop telling me to go jump to present, because I don't want to. Now we got Yield Sewage, aka USS Salem, at it again with this atrocity. I forget, do I spin the wheel when there's train liveries on vehicles that aren't trains? Certainly hope not. But yeah, this is a weirdo. Now, is it supposed to be Deculb, or is it something else? I don't know. I really don't know. But yeah, this is a very old bus, kind of like the ones that the VTA uses. J2 has jigsaw puzzles with train illustrations. Yeah, this looks like something straight out of... I don't know what it looks straight out of, because it's got Thomas Kincaid vibes, but usually Thomas Kincaid would normally have winter scenes with his trains, and there'd be lots of illuminated windows. They got this cursed Polar Express. Lionel 027, of course, because why not? We've got this one. I'm not sure what to make of this one. That's a funny funnel. Dang. So I guess I don't have to debate that anymore. This one specifically looks like it would have come straight out of a folder I would have used at school in the 90s. Which, yeah, that's a big yikes for me. And we have this. And I don't even know where to begin with this. It's a European loco, but it's got a North American cowcatcher type plow. And it's got a headlamp like a steam locomotive from North America, but it has the funnel that's from like a European style locomotive. And then we got all this other junk here. And outside pistons, of course, with outside running gear in what presumably is a European... Oh no, oh no, it gets worse. Why is that light up there? That's for railroad crossings, not for signaling to stop or go. And if it says go, why is the smoke venting straight up instead of trailing behind the smokestack? Oh boy. And that's not even the half of it. Now this is some real Thomas Kincaid right there. Admittedly, though, I don't think he had these kinds of wheel arrangements or these proportions. And last but not least, we've got ourselves a knockoff Polar Express, for the lack of a better term. I don't know how else to explain it. And we got a headlamp like a North American logo, but it's too tiny. We got a funnel with a diamond stack on a European logo, which that's never a good thing. At least in terms of aesthetics. So, off to spin the wheel. Rendered by Ubisoft. I hate this one. But I must do what the what the wheel says. I almost said board. So, off I go. Few adjustments here. Okay. I'm back. And yeah, that was a lot of cursed trains if I've ever seen one. Mean Metal Mike, or in this case now metal mic, with a New York. What is it? Hold on a sec. The New York, Ontario, and Western 260 Camelback. I don't know why they bothered. It was such a tiny logo. The Polar Express at home. Technically the truth, yes. Very much so. Now that you mention it. But yeah, I just feel like I would find this in a model train set or as a model train locomotive by itself. Oh, there was another update, you say. I didn't know they added more levels in the next update. Let's see. What's Jack's got to say? Yeah. Ooh. They took that train from Train Simulator from that viral video from ages ago that was modded in, and they made it in real life. Though for some reason this is gold. No, wait, no, that this is gold. Like the yellow doesn't seem like the right color. But maybe that's just me. And I feel like there was a missed opportunity here with just having the mouth and the eyes and the outline of the nose and the cheeks and stuff instead of having it on a separate piece of paper that's yellow and stuff so it blends in with the cab more. And of course we got John Murdoch at it again. And here he is sad. For reasons I cannot explain. Because he's a cursed Conrail logo. Technically, oh, Jack's Trains it says. So, technically, this is a British steam locomotive with American livery. So I guess that means I have to spin the wheel again! Oh, yeah, go ahead. And ask away. I wouldn't know the specifics of what this locomotive class is called. But yeah, off to spin the wheel again. Round and round the wheel she goes. Where she stops, nobody knows. Blue Lobster jump scare! Oh no! Well, at least it's not going to be a big crisis. Because I can just smack that right there and be on my merry way. This one's also for me. Oh, why did I change it? I didn't get the chance to actually explain that yet, but I was going to eventually in the Q&A video I've been procrastinating on. But yeah, POV, you kept deferring maintenance, and we have an entire axle missing, but somehow this thing's still going. We've got this broken track right there, which that's a big yikes for me. Steel isn't supposed to do that. We've got this entire train signal in the UK that fell over because it had completely rusted at the base, according to the BBC article I found this from. And they got some more cracks here. Somehow the entire coupler just came off. It just went and quit because it just couldn't put up with it. In this one, we got another truck that's just separated itself from the car. We'll be able to buff out those scratches. And for some reason, the roller bearing on this one broke. And the whole truck's come apart. Or at least I think it's a roller bearing, because there isn't a journal box over here in the corner. Or the edge, I should say. We've got coolant just spilling everywhere here like it was the end of the sports game and it was getting covered in Gatorade. Which, that's going to be a mess to clean up. And I don't want to be the one that has to do it and get all the chem wipes. Now, I didn't know this. I thought these were more solid. When it comes to castings, I know there were some components on the inside. I didn't think it looked like this. But now we know, because apparently this is what it looks like when it breaks off. And a flat wheel. I don't know how you do this. This looks like a skill issue. Let's see, what do we got here? Panzer Fox with the 6th of the Twitter Living History Post series, June 25th, 1923. Basically 102 years ago at this point. 7 people, 7 casualties, 70 injured at Atlantic Avenue in Brooklyn, New York, when the elevated train derailed and 3 rail cars fell onto automobiles 35 feet below. The disaster is Brooklyn's deadliest accident since 1919, when it had a casualty count of 93 in that crash. Now, I do think the history guy made a whole video about this. The story about this is just completely uncanny. Very surreal to see all of this just kind of happen. And as soon as it happened, it basically got cleaned up by the end of the morning to resume operations. Because that's how fast they were. NGC 2... What is that? 2207? I really should move this over here so I can actually read it better. Okay, that's better. That's better. But yeah, I made a few drawings of trains on one of the moons of some gas giants in another solar system. And why is the tender fused to the loco? Shouldn't there be like a gap here of some sort? Or at least a vestibule? And we got ourselves... I'm assuming this is the celestial bodies of that solar system he was talking about. Or they were talking about. I shouldn't assume anything. Okay, now this one makes a little bit more sense. But for some reason, now the frame of the tender is fused to the logo. And I'm not exactly sure if that's going to be applicable. Or reasonable, I should say. And I don't know what this connection is, because we got the couplers here, but they look like they're not directly connected. It's like they're stuck together with some cables. And I think this one's similar. Neptune Isis Railway, 2007. So yeah, those are definitely cursed. Do any of them technically have funny funnels? That may be debatable. Because they look like British locos, but they have American stylings. Anyway, the furry, scaly, feathery community has been cooking, and they made even more dragon trains. We've got the ERL KLIA Express. I don't know why it's spelled like that. We've got the Kalena Jaya Light Rail Transit from Bombardier. I don't know what this is. The LRT Saint Timur, which luckily has... for some reason, I thought this was a rubber tire metro, but it's not, and that's good. I don't keep track of when Labor Day is. I don't know what this is supposed to be based on. Oh dear. But this guy looks kind of goofy. And this one even more so. We've got this one here. I feel like there was a missed opportunity here to make this look more like a snake. Because this has a perfect face for like a snake of some sort, but they chose a more dragon-like shape with the eyes over here instead of over here to make it look goofy. We've got this one. I'm not sure which transit system this is, but for some reason it says sorry because it's so sad. I don't know what it did to say or warrants that, but yeah. And now we have this one, which is pretty roughly sketched out, and it's based on whatever this locomotive is up, or DMU up here. I'm not sure if you can actually see it. It must be very small. Yeah, it is kind of small, but I think that's outside of my control. We got this goober, which, like its real-world counterpart, has 3 different headlamps for some reason, which in this case is a third eye. Has it achieved enlightenment? I'm not sure. I do think the face would have been a little bit more boxy, though. Kind of like this one. Kind of like this one. And all I gotta say is just yikes. But it is well executed, and it's interesting to see the brake cables and whatnot converted to piercings on the chin. Never would have thought of that. Blech. I keep reading things wrong. Oh, that sounds interesting. Anyway, Big Bertha. Pronouns she, her. Thanks. I hate Wild Western train shows. Yeah, that does look like something straight out of a cartoon. And those side rods. Pretty sure they're not supposed to do that. And we got running gear down here as well. And we got some hook and loop couplers of some sort. In different stylings of caboose, though I'm not sure what to make of that. And now we have this. What the... is this running gear? None of this would work in real life. And we've got some sort of a cannon out here. And I don't know what's going on down here. We've got some other goofy stuff going on here. And there's a bunch of weird funnels. I'm not gonna lie. Like, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on this one. This one has just 1, but that's 9 funny funnels. If we're not counting these as funnels too, which would make it 12. Ooh, I was hoping I didn't have to spin the wheel this soon. I don't know. Furry mode activate. Yeah? But yeah, that should be easy. I'll just hop back into the void again. Just a little of this. A little of that. Okay. Oh, let me fix that. So yeah, back to that question on whether or not it's a 410O technically, I want to say it's a 482, but the connection here would suggest that it's also part of a driving, or I'm sorry, a driver system or whatever, running gear, driving gear, whatever. You get the idea. It's all sorts of yikes to me. Here we've got, this is fine for me, and yeah, nothing to see here. Just casually burning some stuff along the way. Yep, nothing wrong here. We'll be able to buff out those scratches. Gonna get some marshmallows for this one. Gonna have to deal with plastic fumes on this one. But yeah, this is fine. Nothing to see here. Just move along. Okay, I can't keep the sarcasm anymore. Michael, don't leave me here. Michael, Michael. But yeah, that's what these hopper cars are feeling, because that other one had nothing on this. This is what happens when you don't properly take care of your coal in your hopper cars, because apparently you're supposed to coat it in water so that it doesn't get too dry and the subsequent friction of it moving back and forth. I don't know why my phone was going off. I don't think yeah, I guess I did accidentally trigger it. Oh well. That's not the problem. The problem is they forgot to water their coal. It dried out completely. It jostled around along the way on this train, and some of it ignited from the friction. And now the entire train's on fire. Which, you know, skill issue. I don't know what's going on here. I just get the vibe that the DeLorean just passed by here. And not much else. I will certainly look at them. Please be patient. Let's see, Roberto Hoon with the Casa Oderberg. We can handle it. We got a 23-degree curve on the trestle back there, a 10% slope beneath that 262, and modern Burlington Northern hoppers. I don't know why I said couplers. But yeah, that's... I don't know where to begin with this. This screams toy train all the way through for someone who has a budget. Oh no, I'm more than cognizant of the conflict. It doesn't seem to be getting any better. It seems to be outside of my control. Because it's very bad and I should feel bad. But at least it's not my taxpayer dollars because I'm unemployed. So yeah, Cursed Critters, part 26 of who knows how many. Model Train Edition 3. This one's a live steamer. I want to say gauge 1, but I could be wrong. I don't know what they were thinking when they made this. Certified doohickey energy right over here. This one's from... I'm not sure which railway it was, but it's a narrow gauge loco from Japan. Found it on 1999.co.jp. We got this one, which is another live steamer from a far gone era, or bygone era. And we have whatever this is. Like, dude looks like he's bunched up in a heavy-duty jacket in the middle of winter, even though clearly there's no snow. or other signs of the cold. And he's just completely covered with coal to the top of the boiler. But yeah, that's one way to do it. I still don't understand why the side tanks are so huge. We got this little critter, which now that I think about it, is more cursed than I thought it was because of how the wheels are powered. Oh dang, how did I not notice this? Because we've got... I thought these were just powered by motors, but it looks like the prototypical version of this would have had these motors, which drove a series of gears, which drove these wheels, which connected to these rods to drive the actual wheels on the tracks. And it was on both sides, so yeah, that's gonna be a even bigger yikes for me than when I first saw this. Here's another one for another narrow gauge uh, field railway. I don't know what they were cooking on this one. And this one's kind of silly too, but it's a traction locomotive this time. Traction engine locos, always weird. I think this is also Japanese as well. I don't know the context for it, but we have some funny funnels on this one, so we're gonna have to spin the wheel! Hey Osiris, welcome to the stream. Hamter! Hamter. Where did I put the hamter button? I guess I don't have it. Thought it would have been under dank memes, but I guess not. Oh well. Mark that is done. 9 hours of silence, occasionally broken up by hamster. But it looks like we're almost at the end, so we'll just scroll back to the beginning. Or at least somewhere near it. Hold on a sec. Okay.
Hamster.
That's where I like it. I just wish there was something else on the wheel I could put there. Ooh. USS Salem, what are you up to? Cursed train from Beverly Hills Cop 3. Well, I don't think that's just any train. That's a roller coaster. If I've ever seen one. Based on that trackage. And how small the cars are. But that face. Ooh, that face. Ooh, that's disgusting. Thanks, I hate it. And is that a funnel? It does have a funnel. Dang it. That makes it even funnier. Blue Lobster! We have been relieved of the Blue Lobster curse. So you just grab this, and now it's gone. Like, completely gone. Like, where did the other teleporting sound I go on my soundboard? I guess it's not there anymore. Oh well. Gonna have to worry about that next time. But to answer your question, this isn't a train. This is an abomination to man. Cursed critters, or actually cursed contraptions of the road to rail conversion and high rail variety. This one's by me. We got some weird ones here. This one's New Haven, which notoriously went bankrupt and took down Penn Central with it, if memory serves correctly. Canadian National, I don't know what they were doing with this, but they're just kind of hanging out. This dude in the corner here just kind of taking a rest. Though there are probably better places to do that. We got this doohickey, which just seems to be a farm tractor converted over to a locomotive. I'm not even sure if it can actually be converted back. Like a high railer, it might actually be permanently set up like this. And we got whatever this is, a Dodge truck for the Rock Island. Something about this just feels so scuffed. We've got this inspection vehicle made from, like, I don't know, a Ford Model T or something. Why am I in jail? Because I spun the wheel and it said go to jail. Oh, and of course we have Penn Central. Why wouldn't we? Completely forgot about that. Did they ever have a logo? I mean, a motto or a jingle or that sort of thing? Here we've got ourselves a high railer for the New York Central Road to the Future in this 50s or 60s style, uh, what is it, sedan, I want to say. I was going to say coupe, but it's a sedan. Okay, take care, Osiris. We've got the skunk train over here. Just a high railer that just turns back into a truck. And it looks like it was just photoshopped on as an afterthought. And we have this one, which I think is a repost, but I couldn't help myself because Unimogs like this are just, they really do take the cake.
Hamster.
Oh, they do. You can count on us. The irony of that statement. But yeah, we've got an attachment here for hooking up to different passenger train sets with non-knuckle couplers. I found this one from Asset Rail. I don't even know where to begin with this. Because it's not your average Unimog. Because instead of having, like, just a bunch of fuel in the tank down here, it's got catenary potential. Like, you can lift this thing up and it'll go. And we got some extra little doohickeys in the back, like a crane arm of some sort. I don't know what they were thinking when they made this, but you know what? If it works, it works. I just thought they'd use something more rudimentary and requiring less equipment. Because this can't all be electrical, can it? If it was, that'd be a waste of space. Oh yeah, that's good to know. And I will get to them at the office hours. This one's another post by me. It's safety third. Remember when I was referring to that drawing from earlier from that railway in space? And the connection between the cars was supposed to be a certain way? This was what I was thinking was going on with these straps. Like, I don't know what they were thinking when they did this, but there must have been a reason. And this looks like an easy way to break a finger. And of
Hamster.
course, we've got some more rail cars being held together with chains, and in this case, an extra sort of ratcheting mechanism to tighten the connection. I think the only thing holding onto this connection is hope and a prayer. We got ourselves another one here, but for some reason, they actually use a metal bar. And for some reason, there's an extra brake hose connector between here and here that just drags on the floor. I feel like that's going to separate at some point and break. And then you'll lose all the compressed air in the air brakes. I don't know. I think it's the algorithm. Got another case of safety for third with this dude from the Great Northern minding his own business on the metal connectors for the fish belly. We got this dude who's trying to disconnect one rail car from the other while he's standing in the stirrup of the one ahead, which I don't know about you, but this is like a 80% speed run to becoming taken off the census. I stumbled across this one as well, and for some reason the brake hoses aren't connected. That's a problem. If it wasn't a problem enough already that we got some surfer bro just hopping over gondola cars. And this improvised rail skate that looks cut straight from a sheet of plastic from Tap Plastics. Which I don't know about you, but I don't think that's going to be enough. I know a handful of chains can stop a train from rolling away, but I don't think that's going to do. Improvise light fascinating. Modern problems require modern solutions, and by modern solutions I mean they just chained it on as an afterthought. Did they do it as an end of train device? I don't know. But yeah, there was one that I accidentally skipped, I think. Oh, I didn't. That's good. That's good. But yeah, this one, yeah, if it keeps dragging on the ground anymore, I think it's going to break off, or there's going to be some sort of a seam that breaks open to let all the air out, and that's a problem, of course. Anyway, Lego Master 116 with the Deutsche Reichsbahn 178 1 and the E178 1. These were electric locomotives that were developed for the planned electric haulage of long-distance trains on the Berlin Stadtbahn, according to the wiki. I don't know about you, but this does not look like an electric locomotive by any stretch of the imagination. Because where's the pantographs? The pantographs are not here. There should be pantograph arms. Unless it takes it from a third rail. Oh, wait, there's a third rail. I take that back. I take that back. There's a third rail. So yeah, this is electric. But it just looks weird. I don't know what the industrial designers were thinking when they made this. No, I have not. Karen De Silva Santos. By the way, welcome to the stream. So yeah, those are all the images for that. And the next one, also from Panzer Fox, the Southside Rapid Transit number 1 to 46, produced for the United States in 1892. Oh, these things. These doohickeys. Oh my gosh, that is such a tiny coupler. And of course, the pistons are in a weird configuration. With the steam chests presumably on the underside instead of on the top. But these are Forneys. 044T Forney locomotives. And you can't have an elevated train without one of these. I don't know what it is. There's just a certain charm to them. But yeah, they do look kind of goofy with the lack of a plow despite being an American locomotive. And this is a very technical diagram, if I've ever seen one. Compound
Hamster.
locomotive for the Chicago and Southside Rapid Transit Railroad, which I'm assuming is basically just the L. Look at the valve here. Required that the trains with 5 4-axle passenger cars could achieve an average speed of 15 miles an hour, which was higher than the New York Elevated and required extra powerful Forney locos. Thus, they ordered 45 of these from Baldwin in 1892. Unusual for a locomotive of this size was that they were 4-cylinder Vulcan compounds. Oh, That's what they meant by compound. Oh, I wasn't paying attention to that. All cylinders could be supplied with live steam for starting, which ensured high starting tractive effort and rapid acceleration. Thanks to its large firebox, it was possible to use slow-burning anthracite, which reduced smoke emissions and simplified the crew's work. Another loco with the number 46 was also built as a compound, but with only two large cylinders. Since this did not prove itself as a compound, it was simplified and used in switching service. But yeah, that is something I was not expecting. Terrible toy trains from me. We got this Plymouth switcher, which is literally just a block of wood. And we got some cars to go with it. Like a hopper. I'm assuming, looking at this, there's a little cutout that should be a tender. And then we got a caboose because it's obviously red. And here's a close-up, just completely scuffed. May or may not have lead paint. We got this one from Toy Story. I don't know what set this came from, but there's quite a few like it. We got whatever this is. Die-cast, goofy-looking trains over here with plastic wheels. And this one's supposed to be a crane, but the arm's been torn off. Pioneer stock shippers. Yeah, thanks, I hate it. Rare 000 locomotive made of wood. Yes. And the thing about this is that the loco isn't necessarily cursed, but the rail cars certainly are, because look at these couplings. It hooks up with a peg and this giant chunk of wood for every single car all the way around. And I don't know where to begin to describe how confounding this is, because they can only couple in one direction. Oh, and we have this atrocity here. For some reason, instead of having pistons, it has legs that pedal along like a dude on a bicycle. And it's wind-up powered, despite being plastic, and oh boy, there's just so much to unpack here. And we got this atrocity here.
Hamster.
Just kill it with fire at this point. We got this one, which not as bad as the previous one. And the Happiness Express, which I didn't know this, but this says Lionel there. So I can't imagine when they released this one, because I'm just screaming internally just looking at this. Yes. And we got the silver loco, which was plastic and battery powered, I assume. This is disgusting in every sense of the word. Possibly a funny funnel. Yes, it said Lionel right there. Oh, don't worry, red t-shirt. We're still here. We still have quite a ways to go. But yeah, just to be safe, we'll spin the wheel. Oh, wow. We actually have Hamster again, which means we've completely negated Hamster. Oh, well. F's in the chat for Hamster. Mark that is done, and we will move on to the next one, which is a disassembled, what is it called? Either Trackmaster or Tomy Tech. Which, I don't know why you do this unless you plan on modifying it drastically. Which, apparently there's quite a large community of folks like that, because it's cheap. Let's see, USS Salem. Gonna be honest, I don't think that's New Haven. Oh, you think? What do you think? Yeah, no. But it would be a good Photoshop job if that was the case. Oh, and that is a funnel that's funny if I've ever seen one. I'll have to spin the wheel again. Egg! Egg. Didn't think I'd spin back on that one again, but I guess I'm just gonna have to bounce. Oh no. Okay, we've reconnected. I was worried for a sec. I just got the notification that I've received for the first time of this disconnecting, and my heart stopped. We got a reply from Wes, which has the Washington Terminal logo, which I don't even know where to begin to talk about this locomotive. Oh boy. Adding to the South Side Rapid Transit number 1 through 46 post. Here's another. This time the Chicago Lake Street elevated section. Supposedly they used a different class of engine, which was visually similar. Oh yeah, I see what they mean. And apparently these ones went through quite a lot of hands. Oh, and they actually have pilot wheels. Yes, I should have noticed. It gives the perfect doohickey energy. Hi, CSX. Welcome to the stream. We just settled on in. And we got Odini B with the Conrail AK-47. Why is this the thing? Every day we stray further from God. Haga says KO. Oh yeah, that does look like a KO from a fighting game, if I've ever seen one. But yeah, terrible job, Super. How'd you that one up? And of course, RK315 says, I found these online. It's the Penn Central Rail Cannon. Right in the caboose, because of course. Of course they had to leave it at that. And yeah, Penn Central on the side here. I just gotta say, this is poor taste, good execution. That's what makes it so cursed. My Wi-Fi's been acting up as well. We got from me again. And I don't know how it got there. I'm assuming it was the wind. Because I've seen a viral video of one of those super duper extra large porta potties being taken up into the air because the wind gusts were so high and it got caught in a vortex of air and it was spilling liquid everywhere. It was gross. Oh yeah, I definitely need to do that when I get to it. We've got some very serious wheel slip on this B unit. We've got some really overheated bearings on this one. It's a caboose. It's Conrail. We've got some nerds here dabbing at the front of this, or side of this Monon caboose. We've got V-Line just kind of sneaking by and noticing you. Delivered straight from the source is what I thought when I saw this image. And I think it's technically the truth. Assuming these are oil tankers, which the last I checked, I think this definitely is. Actually, they're grain hoppers, but whatever. There's a convenience store attached to the gas station. They'll definitely be able to use that. I'm going to be doing that. I will get to it. Now, this is from Railroad Model Craftsman, October 1951 edition. And for some reason, there's an article on asbestos track ballast. I don't think I need to explain to you why that's bad. But I know some of you are kids, so I guess I'll have to spell it out for you. This is from the pandemic, I assume. And we got some nerds with some cones on their heads. Just goofing around at the crossing. Yeah, observation car, face mask. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna rush. Because I'm not in a rush tonight. But yeah, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, asbestos is a group of rock and mineral species that are fibrous in nature, highly insulated. I guess like the pioneers ever, yeah. And fireproof. It had been used for centuries in all sorts of applications that involved intense heat, and it was also used as insulation in housing and in tiles and some other places as well. Insulating pipes too, I think. Maybe even locomotive boilers too. Point is, this stuff is what's called friable, which means it easily gets airborne. And when it gets airborne, people who are around it would be inhaling it, and the exposure would either cause silicosis, which is the permanent hardening of scar tissue in the lungs, which can kill you, or mesothelioma, a very unique strain of cancer. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, hey, Productions White, CNO 2727 Productions YT, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I was just trying to explain why asbestos is bad and why we don't use it that much anymore, if at all. At least in North America. I think worldwide it's universally banned. Oh, yeah, I will definitely check. Anyway, I nominate Belgian Class 10 as a somewhat cursed engine. Yeah, that is kind of cursed looking, yeah. Oh, yeah. Office hours at the end of stream. Wait a minute. Yeah, those are just 4 pilot wheels. For some reason, I thought it was 6 for a moment. And this is from Polacanthus Pudding. And Stop Motion Smokebox replied saying, I'll counter that with this. This cursed cab forward. Malay type logo. For the Southern Pacific in the Black Widow, no wait, Daylight's livery. Yeah, we've seen it multiple times. That's why I marked it off as a repost. This is also a repost from Big Bertha. What a nice view it is to see that you're able to have an entire locomotive so big that it can hold another locomotive just using the segments that's used for the pistons and the attachment to the frame. Cursed Model Trains, Part 1, which is kind of curious because I've been doing this for so long. And we got ourselves this weirdo. May as well throw that in the trash. We've got this double-ended cab logo, which is just 2 switchers fused together. Yes, doohickey diesel. I think this is a repost, but it's still cursed. It's the Dreyfus Hudson, but it's in Great Northern livery. We've got a garden scale loco with an HO scale loco in the boiler smoke box. We've got this SD unit with a high nose cab that's been turned into the Enterprise from Star Trek. And we have these things. This is probably the one that's the most novel of these because I think a lot of them are reposts. But this is a road carrier of sorts for transferring cars from factories over to uh, smaller distribution centers. And each segment only has one axle to it, including this articulated segment. And I know that definitely does save on weight and resources and fuel, but it just looks disgusting. We've got whatever this is. I don't know where to begin to describe what's going on here. And we got this. Follow me for more modeling tips and ideas. And we got ourselves the scuffed F unit. We've got O scale, S scale, HO scale again, unless this is tabletop. Oh yeah, somebody posted that in the stream memes. If not stream highlights. Driving in my train right after a train. Hey, that bomb is shaped like a train. DUI, how about you go? And I'm driving at 100 miles per hour. Do you know I filled up with fuel? But you get the idea. We got ourselves a railgun here, though I don't think it's supposed to be that kind of rail. And yeah, that was that. I feel like even though it's going to be this kind of thing that turns the Union Pacific into the first railway that's truly transcontinental from coast to coast, uninterrupted. Yes, I breathe. Are you going to tell me I'm a thought? I will not deny I have trouble with breath control when doing voiceovers. But what I can say is that. What was I going to say? I have completely lost focus again. You could say, I've lost my train of thought. I know, get your booze in. Get your booze and your hissing done. USS Salem, what do you got? A British and Canadian steam engine double heading in America. So cursed it actually goes hard. Is that so? Oh. Oh, yes, I see what you mean. That does look goofy. I think this is the princess? He's right behind me, isn't he? Yeah, true. True. That is the vibe this image can uh give off. But yeah, this is the 440 for the Southern Railway in the UK. We've got another post for me that just says, for all those images that make you gay. We got ourselves some sort of cabless unit of sorts, B unit, CAF unit, slave unit, what have you. We've got Cotton Belt for Southern Pacific, and that was a cab conversion into a B type unit. I don't know what was going on when they were thinking of designing this. Zero aerodynamics, 0 out of 10. And we got this atrocity, which used to be a GP unit if I didn't know any better. I don't know what this prototype is called. I just know it's ugly. And then we have this one, which just looks kind of goofy. We've got this Tre Coal Company switcher, which has also been converted to a B unit because there's no windows. Oh, and for some reason it's electrified, even though it used to be a diesel engine or diesel locomotive. A man has fallen into the rear of Lego City. Build the helicopter. Should add that to the soundboard. I don't know what they were thinking when they were making this one either, because as convenient as it is to look out of this, it doesn't look nice. It just looks like Voldemort's face, you know, because it doesn't have a nose. And I keep cracking my wrist on accident. This one has always disgusted me on a visceral level for some reason, and I'm not exactly sure how to explain it. And we've got one of those weird full cowl units from the Santa Fe in a Coco wheel arrangement. I don't know what it is. I always felt these were weird. And we got ourselves another B unit here. Except this one looks like it was a conversion from a different type of locomotive than you'd normally expect. Actually, no, wait, this isn't a B unit. There's a cab right there. And the windows are still visible. FP45, that's right. I don't know what it is. There's just something weird about the FP45s, in my opinion. It's kind of grown on me, though. Chesapeake and Ohio Class B1s from 1889. 2 were produced. Although the 044T wheel arrangements was mostly found on small elevated railroad locomotives in the United States, there were also larger examples. The Chesapeake and Ohio received 2 from Alco in Schenectady, New York in 1889, which were designated as Class B1, with service weights of 110,000 pounds and cylinders measuring 17 inches by 24 inches. They were significantly heavier than most Forneys. One locomotive was sold to J.T. Gardner, and the second was scrapped in 1913. Later, the class designation was used for new locomotives with the 210 two-wheel arrangement, which came to the Chesapeake and Ohio via the Hocking Valley. So, the next time you have to say Class B, you're going to have to say which one. Yeah, they do have similar profiles. The F40s, the SDP40, FP45s, all similar cowl unit designs, which I always thought were weird. At least with the kind of nose, like F units are cowl units, if I recall. So I feel those are perfectly fine. E units too. So I'm trying to make heads or oh yeah, now I know what's wrong with this. This is a GS4 that's been reimagined as a Pennsylvania locomotive with a funny headlight and everything. And they changed out the smoke box door. And it's derailed for some reason. Because they were probably just doing a quick photo before they had to do something else. Gunter the TOT breaker with the Legacy Berlinwerker, which is as long as it seems. And that is a repost, comrade. Moving on. The Polacanthus pudding. No idea if these have been done yet, but the web compounds. These fellows are pretty badly designed with cursed reversing gear, which cause the wheels to spin around on the spot, with one wheel turning one way and another in the opposite way. Usually the driving wheels weren't connected, so the trains were essentially being tasked to pull full passenger trains on just 2 wheels. which the complex system of pistons instead. But with a complex system of pistons instead of a simple ones from single engines. As a result, many of these engines were extremely feeble and needed either another, older engine to act as a pilot, or for the driver to prod the wheels with a bar until they started moving. Yeah, that's a problem. That is definitely a problem. But yeah, this looks like a 222. Or is it a 420? This does not follow regular white notation. I'm trying to think what the hardest level was. I'll have to get back to you on that. Yeah, I guess I just pushed it with a bar. Or whatever. I forgot to spoiler these, but you get the idea. These are cursed trains. The last image I had in mind didn't do it justice, so feel free to skim through a 3-minute video instead, and I had a link in the description. So we got this, which I found on Goodwill. This is from the same listing on Goodwill. This is an Ingalls 4-S demonstrator logo, which apparently I looked it up and it was made by a boat manufacturing company. It was the only one they ever made, and it has since been scrapped. And it's really goofy because we got windows pointing back. We've got a walkway through the locomotive itself, which is useful, but it does make it look worse. And I just thought this was disgusting when I found it. Apparently, finding brass HO scale versions of this are very rare. We've got this 100th anniversary Disney celebration train from Lego, item number 43212, which I thought was just atrocious. And the Southern Crescent Limited, which I think is a repost, but it's got a funny funnel. And it's running long hood forward. Which means we have to spin the wheel. The Pharaoh's Curse? Oh boy. But yeah, fair point, fair point. So, cursed trains means where is it? Where is it? I should be in Take Memes. Okay, there it is. Okay, this is gonna be way harder than it used to be because I have this little device to make it easier for me to not have my hand hurt after working for hours on the computer. Classic case of don't talk to me or my son ever again. Oh. Was that the last one? Could have swore there were more. Just gonna scoot over. Here comes the train. Choo-choo. And we've got these, which are apparently locomotives that are a thing of all time. In scale, no less. And I feel like this is a repost, but it's still cursed. And here's the video I was talking about with the homespun Hazler custom HO backwoods tank Hazler diesel to steam conversion. So yeah, I was gonna have this as an image. I normally use it in daily life, so I don't have to forget. Or don't find myself in a position to forget. But yeah, here, this is atrocious. Because it's a tank engine, it's a Hazler, a tank engine no less, not just any. I'm sorry, I misspoke. A well tank or saddle tank engine, I should say. I misspoke again. Oh boy. Yeah, this is goofy in all sorts of ways. We will skip to it moving. I'm not sure if you can hear it chuffing, but apparently these are supposed to be the pistons, these little bits here in green, in the little donut shapes. What I can say is that it's pretty sturdy when it moves. Like, that thing is built for torque. Well, yes, it's a Hazler, which is a geared locomotive much like a Shea class or a Climax or whatever they had in New Zealand, whose name I don't recall. But I always thought this was weird when I first encountered it. And here it is a little up close. But yeah, I think that's a funny funnel if I've ever seen one, so that means I have to spin the wheel again. I think we may have a record this time for the number of times I've had to... Didn't I just do this? Forget this. Spinning the wheel again, trying to get something else. Hamburger!
Hamburger.
So yeah, we'll be able to deal with that now. So... 1 hour of silence occasionally interrupted by hamburger. Which one are we doing today? Let's try this one.
Hamburger.
I feel the AC. It feels good. Let's see. Gunter the TOT breaker. Wendy's nuts. Ah! Sorry, I had to do it. Anyway, Gunter the TOT breaker's at it again, broadening the text on the pixel art. This is a 416-8 quantum nuclear steam locomotive. I don't know why you need to make it look like that if it's nuclear powered. Victoria Pacific and Central Railroad, number 4876, from freewebs.com. SBU locomotives. Got some space age stuff here, but pretty unforgettable stuff here, except for the classic cursed train long boy sort of deal. Yes, the literal groundbreaking engine. I don't think anything could actually handle its weight or its length. Like, this would derail on most curves. Hago. They have posted the 5 pounds gets you... Oh wait, what? 5 pounds, British pounds that is, gets you on the second-hand model train shop. I don't know what to feel about this. Because it could have been better, it could have been worse. But for 5 British pounds, hey, it's 5 British pounds. Oh yeah, definitely the horseshoe curve. This one's from me, and it says, wee woo, trains and water. And yep, we definitely have some trains and water here. We got this one on the floodplain. It also looks kind of serene, kind of weird looking. Serene, but surreal at the same time. To just see it minding its own business and there's some debris in the plow. What about boats? Fake bonnet, you say? Oh, that's what's cursed about it. Okay. I should have known. Got another. Is this a different angle of the same thing? No, it's not. It's got different numbers. Here's a spot that someone has made multiple videos on in Georgia because this segment of the ground annually floods, it seems, and they just have to have stuff run through every now and again, and it just kind of looks funny. Oh, and a funny fall there, of course. Should have seen that coming. This is, I think, in Malaysia. I could be wrong, but this thing is just sprinting along because this thing is fast as boy. And I'm trying to remember, is this Pakistan? I know this is Canada at least. Oh yeah, and here's that train set, but from a different angle. And it is just shooting out water like there's no tomorrow at those poor passengers on the platform. No, it's an EMU.
Hamburger.
And I think I should also mention we've got more trains on water. This time we've got quite a lot of stuff, actually. We've got car carriers, we've got hoppers, we've got flat cars, we've got box cars. And to think that the tracks don't line up so that they can just go over the flood, they have to go through the flood for where they're going. This one I think is, I want to say it's Canadian National as well. Oh yeah, don't use your trains to fly. This one I think is in the UK. It just wanted to go swimming. I think this was from a video. I can't remember which one. Here's a Canadian Pacific grain train. And we got another BNSF here. And here's that train again, the EMU that we just saw earlier. This is a different EMU, I think. And this is a road train, so deal with it. And last but not least, I think this is the UK. And it's just kind of meandering through the yard on its way to its destination. And of course, Stop Motion Smokebox had to reply with this from Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends. Looks like they're deploying a blanket. I don't know why they do that, but okay. I don't think I got to see all the episodes of the original series of Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends by Britt Allcroft. Anyway, Panzer Fox. Cumberland Valley number 13, the Pioneer. Forward produced circa 1851. Oh, these things. The 222 tank engines for the Pennsylvania Railroad. Oh boy. And that is a weird rail post office car or combine car if I've ever seen one. This is certified 19th century doohickey energy. A certified hood classic. And for some reason it has metal tensioning bits down there, I think. Don't know why, it just does. Does it look powerful? I wouldn't know. 1851, the Cumberland Valley had a tank locomotive built by Seth Wilmarth, which was intended for passenger trains with small numbers of passengers. The basic idea was to keep the ratio of the empty weight of the locomotive to the weight of the train as advantageous as possible in order to save on costs. It had a wheel arrangement of 222, which was generally very rare in tank locomotives and was hardly found in the United States, even with tender locos. In addition to the Pioneer, there was also the almost identical Jenny Lind and two other very similar locomotives. Pioneer could accelerate a train of 4 passenger cars, I'm assuming wooden passenger cars, to 40 miles an hour and achieve a high mileage for several years for its standards. After the Civil War, it was used to haul work trains because its power was no longer sufficient for modern passenger trains. Although it was later put into storage, it officially remained in service until 1901. It was donated to the Smithsonian Institution and used as a working display at appropriate events. Is that so? Why didn't I see it when I went to the Smithsonian? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's getting late, but I should be almost done. Hoya Fanboys, 1930s, with this scuffed locomotive, with Rio Grande, as well as Katy, as well as MKT and Frisco, I think. Uh, Pick a lane. Actually, wait, these are both Katy. But yeah, this train needs to pick a lane. Oh yes, look how they massacred my boy. Here's another one from me. I'm a meter. And we got this little doodlebug sleeping on the tracks. I don't know how this one got on its side. This one, yeah, this is obviously on its side because it flew off the tracks. Must have flown off the tracks on this one, but this one looks more like a skill issue because I don't see the curve. And I don't know how you do this on a straightaway. I think this thing, whatever it is, just pushed this over on accident.
Hamburger.
Unless it's a crane to lift it back up again. I don't know. I don't know. Here, I don't know where this is. Definitely not the Americas. But we got ourselves another derailment there. We got another one sleeping here. This one's using the other track as a pillow. And this is what it looks like on the underside of most modern logos. Diesel electric, that is. Okay, that sounds good. And I want to say this is the Cape Gauge electric train set that operates in Australia, if memory serves correctly, and I'm not wrong, which there's a non-zero chance I'm wrong, as always. Foamer Roamer Weeb. What happened to your wheels there, James? I know it's hard to see, so try your best. What do you mean? Oh yeah, they do look like they've been blurred out for some reason. Not sure if that was on purpose or what. And we got some localizations for Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends in, I want to say, Japanese. Yes, James the 200. Ooh, that sounds nice. I hope you have a good time there. Let's see, Hoya Fanboy 1930s. Bro got diverted to the wrong track. Can I do this in a... Okay, that's kind of loud. So what's the issue here? Oh. Oh. That was the issue. Should have seen that coming. It's again. This one is a palm tree growing in the tracks. And a bunch of birch trees growing in the tracks. I think this is a different angle. This one's a landslide in the UK. If the article I found this in is any indication. Yes, heavily abandoned tracks. This one, not so much, though. Because this just kind of happened and they had to deal with it. This, though, this has been here for a while. It's not just from the rust that's evidence on the railhead. It's the fact that everything over there is all torn up. But yeah, nice rock. Here's another goofy tree growing out. This one I think is. Why do I want to say this is a gum tree or eucalyptus tree? And we got ourselves another landslide, but that's a lot of damage compared to the other ones. Well, with one exception. And here the land just gave up. It's like, bro, I can't do this no more. And of course, nice rock. As I said before. Nice rock. This one's a repost. It's that SpongeBob train of sorts from an episode I hadn't seen. And I don't know what the font is down here. And what it's trying to say. Oh gosh, baby Einsteins. But with the power of flex tape, we can fix anything. Phantom Heart DXP. I forgot about this one. If I could even see it. It looks like it was bashed together with cardboard and duct tape. I think we could do better than this. I don't know. We're gonna find out.
Hamburger.
Okay, so we got the goop de. So yeah, just gonna check this out. So yeah, we've seen this one before. It's the spaceship turned into a 440 locomotive, but this one though, is way different. I don't care. Oh yeah, that is. It was blurry from the start. Okay, now I can vaguely hammer out what's going on here. There's some sort of a ship plane sort of thing disguised in cardboard for some reason in a giant pot masquerading as a tender. Oh, and here's that same thing except it's on a dog bed? I have so many questions. I need to go see this episode at one point or another. Oh, that's good to know. Okay, so we got that. Let's see. Prussian T0 from Germany, 1880. 14 were produced. Oh, these things. These things. I don't know why there were so many locomotives like this in Europe. Like, I don't know what they were thinking. What were they thinking? Let's see. The Class T0 referred to two types of small tank locomotives that were only powered by one of two axles. First four were omnibus locos with a baggage compartment, but since this did not prove its worth, the second batch was built with as a conventional tank locomotive. My mistake. Oh yes, very much. So first batch equipped simple and compound engine. The latter were designed with the help of August von Brewery. Blah blah blah. Compound locomotive shows significantly lower coal consumption than the others. The baggage compartment attached to the locomotive in order to dispense with baggage cars soon proved to be too small. Thus, in 1883, a second batch was procured, which no longer had the baggage compartments, which I think they already said in the other paragraph. Let's see, four of the first batch were either retired or resold around 1900. The remaining locomotives were in use until retired in 1922, after which they can still be seen today in the German Museum of Technology in Berlin, Germany. Anyway, this one is from me again, and it's "You Can't Have in Detroit." And you can see why. They all took my wheels. My ride has no wheels. And this one may as well be just propped up on spare tires or some equivalents, because those trucks do not belong on that boxcar. They got another one lifted off the ground, and another one. I don't know how they got it out in this field without a crane. I don't know what they were thinking with this one. I think they just needed to move it. I don't know what it is with these portable jacks. And this one just looks way scuffed. Yes, the average boxcar at
The Milwaukee Road.
And here we got another loco. This one's really funny though, just because the axles are so tiny. And the trucks in general are so tiny. But yeah, they had to move this over to a shop somewhere, I assume. And this is a narrow gauge locomotive, which I think had a notorious story behind it, if memory serves correctly. And it is up on pallets. Pallets of metal, I think. Unless they're railroad ties of some sort. I don't know. Normally, ties don't have that sort of
Hamburger.
pattern.
The Milwaukee Road.
Let's see, we got Scrapper on posting. There's also this classic from Hey Arnold. I can't remember what the train's called. But you get the idea. Anyway, here's another post from me. Weird loads. That's a problematic load. And I'm assuming this is... I don't even know what on earth this thing is. But it's massive. And we got the super duper crane being shipped on a train. We've got... I don't know what this is. We've got the Great White Bear Tours, which I think is a repost. And, of course, we've got the U.S. Air Force with this huge absolute unit. I think this is part of a turbine of some sort. I can't remember exactly. You can't see this very well, but that is a flatbed car carrying a girder to a bridge. Look how big it is in comparison to everything else around it. It's so big that they had to have flat cars hooked up to it so that it had enough clearance. That's how bad it is. And of course, Courthouse moved from Hemingford to Alliance, Nebraska, 1899. Another classic repost, but it's still weird. It's still weird. We've got one of those ground compactors that you see at landfills. Heavily strapped down. I certainly hope not. Rooney Doodles one posting the little engine that said "It" by Waddy Piper. I feel like that's a repost, but I can't confirm it beyond a reasonable doubt. But yeah, the glut of dragon trains continues. Yeah, I know, I know. Anyway, Bright Line. Why does this guy look like the Rizzler? And this one just looks like... I don't know what to say. He's got that outfit that's, okay, take care. The wrong spelling of peace, though. But yeah, this gives me the vibe of that... What was it, George Takei? I need to check. I think it might be George Takei. Yeah, George Takei during that one cutscene in Final Combat when he tells you that you're full of stupid. That's the vibe I get from this image. That's in a combination of Snake Man or Lizard Man. We've got the Hello Kitty Bullet Train Dragon, which, I'm not gonna lie, not too bad. I just thought it would look more ooh woo. Oh, he's posted too many.
Hamburger.
I think that's kind of subjective, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't know what this is, but I don't like it. The locomotive, that is, or the multiple unit, I should say. This, I'm not sure how. It doesn't feel like it faithfully recreates this. Because, like, I thought it would have a smoother profile to its head. This one, they've turned my boy, this massive rotary snowplow, and they turned it into this giant basilisk looking goofy creature. And here it is in its entirety, all the way in its serpentine form. Soon. This is the DC Metro, I think. Not gonna lie, this is actually not half bad. Though I do think there shouldn't be any covers for the wheels, though. This one, I don't know what this was. It was a streetcar of some sort. And I think it's alright. Perspective's a little off. This one was super duper weird. Maybe a repost. But you can see the eyes there. And it's just weird that it's double decker. This one's impressive. Not gonna lie, it's very impressive. But I still feel like, I don't know, what... This looks like bad guy coded, but this looks goofy coded, and I feel bad that they don't reflect each other correctly in that regard. And this may or may not be another repost, but it's a diesel multiple unit with one end operating and the other asleep.
Hamburger.
How many more posts are there? Because, like, more weird loads. Oh, yeah, we're almost done. Oh, gosh, it's been a while since that's happened. More weird loads from me. We've got oil refinery equipment. We've got a nuclear cask. I was not expecting that when I was looking for these kinds of things. Here's another bridge girder. This thing's huge. And for some reason, I want to say this is part of a giant sewer pipe. I could be wrong. It's a pipe to something. It's a pipe to your mom! Oh! And this is a side view of that giant heavy-duty mining dump truck from this picture here. For scale, it's astonishing it's on such a tiny little car. Oh no, not even close. And now we have these cars, which are carrying 3 blocks each. And these blocks are not bridge segments. They're modular prison cells. That's what's cursed about this image. This may or may not be a repost.
Hamburger.
But it's a bunch of scrapped tanks. Stripped down to the frame. And this is a massive radiator for industrial evaporators. It has 1, 2, 3, 4 trucks underneath this flatbed car. And that's not even the half of it. In fact, it's only a third of it, if not less. Because that was not the only one on this train. Because there's 3 of them. At least in this image. Oh boy. We got ourselves another goober here with the New York Elevated Railroad number 24. These were the New York Elevated Class A's. From 1878, 50 were produced. The first big order were 50 040 saddle tank locos built by Baldwin. After the first tram locomotives built for trials only weighed 10 tons, these were considerably heavier, but still small. They had cylinders of 12 by 14 inches and weighed 43 tons when fully loaded. Deliveries started in 1878, and each locomotive was normally coupled to 4 bogie cars. They were followed by 50 larger Baldwin 040 saddle tank and 044T Forney locomotives. Steam traction ended after electrification of the elevated trains in 1902 and 1903. I thought they would have electrified a little later than that, but maybe that's just me. Now, I stumbled across this the other day. It's the Prince Charles, which that's an age. I mean, that's a name that aged like milk, but it's goofy, A4 Pacific vibes here. And not only is this a miniature that's cursed for its livery and its name, it's a gas mechanical. So it's steam outlined gas mechanical tomfoolery here. This one's from Hago. I'm so getting fired for this. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, silly goober logo. And here's another one from me. It's And we got more trees growing in the tracks. They keep on coming and they don't stop coming. This one's rocks, though. Like, it's been pretty clear that the rocks have been allowed to just kind of build up from the hillsides as they roll down. This may be a repost, but it's still an honorable mention. Because trestle bridges like this aren't common anymore. And to see it just deteriorated like that is so sad. Because of their historical significance. Got some in a switch here. I don't know what kind of tracks these were. But this is a lot of trees. And this is even worse, because, like, I think the roots are going over the rail and into the ballast under the sleepers. That's how long these trees have been here. And, of course, last but not least, we've got this obstacle. Oh, and of course, there's downed power lines because this tree fell over. That's gonna be a problem. Well, yes, that is true. Abandoned lines will often be neglected, and that allows plants to grow back, because normally they're maintained using herbicides to kill off any sort of potential plant life that would build up in the ballast. This is Trainwrecked 4 Variety Edition. I couldn't make up my mind. But before and after. Who stepped on my tank cars? We got this one. I don't know how you messed that one up that royally. This one, you can't help it. The bridge basically just fell in on itself. I don't know what happened to this one, but it looks wasted. And we got some derailments here in, I want to say Europe. I don't know what was going on here, but someone's getting fired for this too. And I don't know what caused this, but that is a mess of all time. This one looks like it was roasted, but I could be wrong. It just looks rusted to oblivion. This one's also rusted to oblivion. Maybe a funny funnel as well. And these are locomotives from a film. From the 80s or 90s. I forget which one. Oh, maybe. But I don't think that was a turntable well, to be honest. Because although there's some of the elements to a turntable well, it looks like it's arcing in a way I wouldn't normally associate with that. Who knows? Maybe that's not my problem. But we got a funny funnel, so we're gonna spin this. Go to jail, but I'm already in jail, which means I get to go free. There we go. I'm no longer in jail. And that was the last of it. Yes, we will definitely look at stuff from Amtrak Fan 19. Let's see. That would be on Benny Boy's Discord. So this is where I left off. We've got Wab Tech here. This looks disgusting. Quite amazing how some filmers will see the two largest customers of the Wab Tech monopoly propose a merger and expect them to electrify instead of placing yet another order for 1,000 or more AC-44 rebuilds. Yeah. Please tell me this is just concept art, that the consolidation has not gone through. This one's a repost. Sharknose Amtrak. Classic Curse Train. Oh yeah, we will get to that too. We've got the Cascades. I think this is a newer iteration of the Cascades for Amtrak, but I could be wrong. I know there was that other train set that was supposed to be set up. This one's a repost from the other Discord. HLCX, yeah, that's a repost. Is this a repost? I don't know. Cursed Amtrak Easter egg delivery train led by dual cab General Electric Genesis units. Oh, it's dual cab. I thought that it was supposed to be a double header. No, it's just dual cabbed. Oh boy, that's definitely cursed. Okay, you take care, Jake Christensen. And we got some videos too. That is loud. That is loud. Ow. I think that's more than enough. Thank you. Amtrak fan with a Canadian National -9. What's cursed about this? Was there not a -9? For the Canadian National? I know this doesn't look right. I don't know what railway this is called. It just looks goofy. Carl's Jr. Okay, yeah, this can write off. I saw a K-line version of this, an O-scale, from a starter set. So I can see where the inspiration came from. It was either that or Wendy's. And we got WDTX 402 as the watermark. Wouldn't have it any other way. This one's a repost, though, because we already saw the Via Rail grain hopper. Illinois Central P42 DC. I feel like we've seen this before as well. Now this is disgusting. Goofy Hunchback of Notre Dame looking right there. It would be bad enough that it was New Haven. It's worse still that, oh gosh, it's the Chinese Railways. But it's a -8, I think. This is the Avalia livery on a Charger logo, which, not gonna lie, it actually doesn't look too bad. It would be nice if the white stripe went all the way through, though. Cursed Amtrak Metroliners in Phase 7 livery. I feel like this might be a repost, but maybe it just looks similar to another livery, like the first phase. We got the EMD Givo, EMD's nuts. Leased to Oakway Incorporated. Good to know. Let's see, what else do we have? Canadian Pacific. That looks pretty average, I guess. Wisconsin and Southern, yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of that one before. And of course, we got Penn Central and Blue Bonnet Santa Fe livery. So I don't know why you do that. This does not spark joy. And we've got the wrong phase livery on this locomotive. Five years ago today, Amtrak officially announced that the company's next paint scheme would only be applied to 9 locomotives before changing back again. Amtrak long distance charger locomotive ALC 42 phase 6 livery with the Siemens ALC 42 Amro. Really, that's disgusting. Just call it Amtrak. It was perfectly fine. Though I don't know why it says Delta here either. I think that was also in post. Yeah, I know it's late, but I'm gonna hustle. Got a classic repost. Canadian Pacific Air Expo 86. Yeah, that's a weird one. Oh no, not this one. You can ride off with this one. Yikes.
Hamburger.
It does look kind of okay. And here we have damn. Boy, where did you get this? We've got just do it instead of Conrail. We've got BNSF on a European locomotive, so that's gonna, well, it's technically not UK, but whatever. I'll spin the wheel again because I need to change something. That was not what I wanted to change. But it's something I'm gonna have to do anyway. Beggars can't be choosers. So yeah, BNSF, Penn Central, of course. We've got GT. I don't even know what railway that is. We got Southern Pacific, but it was a Union Pacific loco conversion that was done as an afterthought, which I'm not sure if that's Photoshop or not. And we got Caltrans. Oh boy. Oh boy. What else do we got here? We've got Canadian Pacific in Union Pacific livery. We've got Central Maine and Quebec. I didn't know that was a thing. Norfolk Southern. This can just write off. This General Electric demonstrator. I don't know what to feel. I think it's a repost. What else do we have? Amtrak P40DC number 800 said, "Yuck, give me back my phase 3 paint. I do not want to be phase 6. And I can agree. I can totally agree with that. And of course, this one's the Nortran, but specifically,
The Milwaukee Road.
so yeah, that's what makes it cursed. That, and it's a goofy, odd looking cowl unit. I think it's actually supposed to be an image of a Government of Ontario locomotive. Amtrak Cascades boxcar. That's a big yikes for me. She's got roller bearings, and she's got a locking mechanism that involves a wheel, which is not what I was expecting. I should also know there was a nice little extra touch here where the stripes for Government of Ontario were swapped out over here as well. That was a nice touch. I forgot to mention. This is a repost. Reminds me of that one very real Go Transit boxcar. I'll send a message. A very interesting oddity indeed. Yeah, maybe it is way too many posts. But yeah, we got this. We got this. Amtrak
Hamburger.
Cascades again. We got the Uwu P42DC. Not really trying there. We've got another
The Milwaukee Road.
electric logo. And this looks scuffed. We've got
The Milwaukee Road.
as a GG1 from, I want to say Williams. This is just weird in general, but I've come to expect it. And this is a, what is it? DD35? Yes, I will get to it. I'm just trying to get through as fast as I can. Got some more here. Yeah, that's a yikes for me. That's a repost. The stop posting about the Milwaukee Road meme. I think we'll skip that. Oh, okay. C Tracks Think Train. That's a repost. This, I don't know what this is. This is a repost? Repost. Repost. Repost, maybe? I don't know. Next up. Oh, yeah, we've seen this before. The quadruplex is nothing new. We've got the Acela, but yeah, these all look too familiar. I need new stuff, guys. I'm working on it. I'm almost there. We got Via Rail, but it's a British locomotive. We've got The Rock again. We've got Canadian Pacific Sweet and Spicy Honey Barbecue from McDonald's. Ba-da-da-ba-ba. That's a big yikes. We got Pull the Lever.
Huh?
Well, I don't think... What happened? It seems like everything went perfectly fine. Anyway, that's the end of stuff from Benny Boy's Discord. I can go over and see stuff from folks like you. So we'll start with you because you're still here. Wrong, Jeremy. There we go. So we've got some new videos. Got some shorts. We got some lives. We got some posts. Stop YouTube AI. Take the next step. Any train stuff, because if there's no train stuff, then I'm just going to have to move on. Announcement. No train stuff so far. No train stuff, no train stuff, no train stuff, no train stuff. Okay, that's cursed. Yeah, that's definitely cursed. From 9 days ago. Oh boy. Any other posts? Yeah, no, 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 no. You've been posting quite a lot here. I have used multiple copyrighted images in my thumbnails. I am not going to stutter if I add Clippy as my profile pic. Though that's going to take some effort that I was busy with other things on. Oh, what was this? What state do you live in? Oh, I thought that was supposed to be a meme about all the states. Don't even know what that is for. I don't want to think about it. Oh, yes. I think we saw this one with Big Boy in Greeley, Colorado, so... Yes, we certainly will. This community isn't available. Oops. Let me fix that. There we go. So let's go to posts. Scroll to where we left off.
Hamburger.
How much more is it? Where did I leave off? Because there is... Oh, yeah, this is where I left off. So, yeah, this is a big yikes for me. Retro GP40 and Roblox. What do you think? Very cursed. That's what I think of it. Gosh dang it. I have lost track, no pun intended, on where I was supposed to be. Okay, there it is. So, yeah. Finally got enough subs for some beef I don't care about. Road operator, Union Pacific exploring deal with Norfolk Southern. Yeah, that was definitely cursed, in my opinion. The locomotive I missed, the Norfolk Southern CW-8W. Best banner ever. Sub for a free alias. Oh, right, I forgot about that one. Let's see. That's not train related. That's Suffering Pacific. Classic repost. We got first video of 2024. And period. 1 subscriber away from 100. Yippee. Another dev. But yeah, that is kind of cursed. And we got the classic Roblox train. Oh, don't tell me it actually happened. I thought that was Photoshop. Creating America's first transcontinental railroad. Ugh. Ugh. I'm dying inside. Oh, yeah, that's fine. So you're telling me this existed once? Yes. Is that a problem? I'm assuming there was a problem. But yeah, I'm gonna have to dig deeper into that. We got this Photoshop here of the Sioux and the CSX. We've got some commentary here. We've got profile pic. I don't know who that is. We've got AI slop here. Oh, we got this here. A little of this. We got some dude clipping through the trestle here. Picture taken from Red Dead 2. Epic finishing profile pic. Ooh, a geometry car. You don't see those very often. Hey Kimsey, welcome to the stream. So yeah, this is a big yikes for me. Also looks easily photoshopped, but yeah, God, is this accurate? We've got... What do we got? We've got... I don't know what that is. We got the Western Pacific, we got the Katy, we got the Norfolk Western Railway, we got the Southern Pacific, and up next to Norfolk Southern. I feel like there's something missing, because didn't the Union Pacific get bought out by the Denver, Rio Grande, and Western? And it's just wearing the Union Pacific moniker because it's more relatable, I guess. Most accurate depiction of Norfolk Southern AI has ever made. Oh, is that so? I don't know where you found this. But yeah, that's gonna be a yikes for me. Let's see, Bull Rider and Bull Rider 2. Electric Boogaloo. from somewhere Wales in Roblox. So yeah, I feel like the lighting's a little off, so I can't make out how funny this is. But it's a tank engine of some sort with a funny funnel, so we'll make a note of that. Better lighting, but still not good enough. This is dark. Like pitch black. And this one too. There has to be images of this in the daytime, no? Okay, yeah, this is a step in the right direction, but I still have trouble seeing all the wheels to see how cursed this thing is. Epic screenshots of a wall quality admin locomotive in somewhere Wales. Oh gosh, what is going on there? Some shenanigans in the Roblox world if I've ever seen them. Me and the boys off to steal a girl. In terms of her heart and mind and soul. Big large guy derailed us. Yep, yeah, that. Why am I not surprised? But yeah, this is a lot to unpack. What the darn doing?
Hamburger.
Apparently making a mess. This is the Red Dead 2 picture. Bro's just kind of floating out there. Geometry car. And this is me and two other users. We're all here when this historical event happened. Is this the time when they realized that the merger went through? Okay, so yeah, we got that. We got... anything else here? Any funny ha-has? Apparently we do, but I think we're going to save it for later. We're going to bounce back to you, Jeremy, because you made another post. Look at this. A near miss. From Grab Bag Shorts from Virtual Rail Fan. Yeah, this dude's really cutting it close. Princeton, Indiana, August 9th, 2025. Oh, and they're cutting it close too. I don't know why they stopped though. Were they passing it, I'm assuming, with the gates down? Yeah, that is kind of bad. I think what's more cursed is that so many of these shipping containers are from Amazon. So, what was I thinking of? Oh, yeah, like, there wasn't a collision, so... Let's go to Jacket Jail Fries, because we haven't seen many posts from them in a while. We got 9 days ago, compared to 5 months ago, and we've got some posts as well. His tender's just a little big. A little big, you say? We've got this. This is from last time. Or the time before. Were there any shorts? Overwear. Oh yeah, I remember this. That feels like copyrighted music, so... I gave Pablo a face. Okay. I'm not sure what to make of that.
Colors. Top 5 colors on Thomas engines. Number 5, the color red on specifically the lead paint James. At number 4 we have, do I breathe? That's a good question. So to answer your question, no, I don't breathe because I stopped breathing just to die so I can make that joke. Now I'm a ghost. Color 3, the color of the metal that's in between the wheels. I don't know. Number 2 is going to be like the name, the name color font color.
Which one? There's two.
Number 1, the 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 brown used on Morgan's mine.
He was steaming too fast and died. That's a shame. Look out!
Hamburger.
Ghost James.
So we got that. Oh yeah, that is a big tender. How did you get a hold of that one? Because this is huge. That's what she said. But yeah, this locomotive's compensating for something. Must be for long distance. But it's still cursed to see something from like River Rossi juxtaposed with a lifelike 040 steam locomotive. Here's some more cursed trains. We've got the 462 Jake. We've got the 222 redone. And we have the mixed traffic 21210 Genesis cab forward. Which, I don't know what to make of that. But yeah, Jake, not from State Farm. Coal box, it's an inside joke. You wouldn't get it. Basically, instead of calling it a tender, it's just called a coal box because that's technically the truth. And it's the kind of thing you'd say if you didn't know what it was called, and that's the joke. Oh, you posted some on the Discord. Oh, that's good. I'll make a note of that, and we'll hop over. We've got the redone, which is just a tank engine 022, and for some reason the boiler's at an angle. Is this supposed to be one of those locomotives that goes up a steep incline as a cog railway loco? And we got ourselves the cab forward here. I feel like, is this the only way to get on? I feel like there'd be a stirrup to get up to here to the steps. But maybe that's just me. Or maybe there'd be stirrups or ladders going to and from the cab. But yeah, I'm seeing improvements. We got this. It doesn't seem like there's any sound. Oh, no, wait, yeah, this was from a while ago.
We have many ways to...
Oh, no way, I was going to watch this later. Oh, yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, it's getting late. Okay, that was some spam. We are going to skip that for now. Okay, so... more images from Jacket Jail Fry's Discord. This one's a classic. And this is also a classic. The Siggy Strasser drawings. I don't think we've seen these ones though, but yikes, that's a funny funnel if I've ever seen one. If only because it's a vertical boiler locomotive. We've got this 220 live steamer. The pilot, which is kind of goofy looking. We got this. I don't think it has a name though. And the piston's at an angle for some reason. Makes it less efficient, but hey. I have not made preparations because I do not know those people. I may know their usernames, but not much else. The perspective on this is way off, and I would think that the Dutch masters would be put to shame by this. I don't know what was going on in that picture. Gave the 040 switcher a new smoke box and plow made from cardboard. Ooh, yeah, that is kind of cursed. Did a thing. My dream on the spectrum has come true. That's all I can say.
Alright, give your mom a thumbs up here.
And we've got James Yippee. We got I had to do it to him with the 4501. And, gonna be seeing these this weekend. Oh, Toad, that's a yikes for me. I don't know what I'm gonna skip that. Anything else I missed? This is from June. With the tiniest little tender here. No, it's not. Yeah, it's not a tender. The Cleveland 0824. Oh, okay. We've got... Yeah, this is from a while ago. I do recall this. Let's see. Untitled 024. That's a goober. We got the Maxwell. And the Benny 060 and the TRA 040. Which actually, no, now I think about it, I think we did see that. But yeah, we're gonna skip that. Gonna have to go edit this live stream because of some of the stuff at the end. But we should be able to bounce back here. I should be able to post some more stuff in the not-so-distant future. And yeah, let me go and disappear for a moment while I go and get myself reset. There's always a lag on that. I'll never understand it. At this rate, I may as well just get a different soundboard entirely. So where was I? Oh, yeah. PC face. There we go. Alright. So. There we go. Gonna bounce back over here. Oh, right, your videos. Let's bounce back over there for a sec. If there's time. Because I haven't had dinner yet. I didn't think it was going to take this long. CS6. Wrong thingamajig. Hop to videos. There are quite a few videos since the last time I was here. Because I got this. We've got this hour-long, or almost hour-long video. We got this 15-minute video. We got this 15-minute video. We got this hour and some odd video. We've got the Norfolk Southern moment. We've got Epic BNSF intermodal shot in Roblox. We've got 15 minutes of crashing. We've got an announcement. We've got random train meme. We've got 11 minutes of playing Roblox doors with friends. Mega Sadie avatar. CSX OCS train passes in Roblox. That's gonna be pretty short. That's gonna be short. That's gonna be short. And this, and this, and... me and Sadie TD Charles 1337 get hit by a nuke. Which, is that train related? Because if it's not, then we're just gonna move on. Yeah, that does look like a Norfolk Southern moment. Certified CSX, sorry, Norfolk Southern moments, just going wherever it wants to. And does this just... Oh, and now it's sneaking in on itself. I'm just wondering at what point does this entire thing just glitch out and the game crashes? Because this just keeps going and going and going.
Hey guys, this is CSX7598. So, since I got 100 subs yesterday, I'm gonna do a Q&A. Of course, it won't be today, of course.
Hold on a second.
It'll be on August 25th. 1 month from now. If you're watching this the day it came out. Anyways, ask your questions in the comments and have a great day, y'all.
I'm in the drive to a Burger King. Can I please get a Papa Junior?
Sorry, I didn't want to risk it. Yeah, I don't know why the cars are jumping like that. Gotta work out the kinks on that. I was playing Crash Town game, newer version with someone. This moment scared me. Oh, well, yeah, I would not be surprised in the slightest. Though I do think the texture at the bottom is kind of strange. You don't die to trains in the game, so something, 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 something. Got an extra crash here.
Element of surprise!
Gosh dang it, I got jebaited. Railfan shenanigans. That is a lot of things to accuse somebody of.
Driving in my car right
After a beer, and that bump is shaped like a beer. DUI, touching time, 100 miles an hour. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Oh, no, 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 no. Go back, go back, go back. Nope, stop. Not Freebird. Me when Max Train tries be like, yep, that's about right. And I think that was the last of it. So I think we can call it here. I think we've done more than is necessary. Yeah, this is a longer stream than usual. So we'll just bounce back to just chatting. I want to thank you all for stopping by. And to everybody who's contributed in one way, shape, or form, because videos and streams are only made possible through the contributions of folks like you. And I thank you for that. If you haven't already, like, share, subscribe with notifications on, add it to your favorites playlist. If you want to financially support me, you can also become a channel member for $1 a month. or a patron at patreon.com for the same amounts, or $9 more. These are in the links in the description down below, along with the link to Train of Thought's Discord, his YouTube channel, and his Twitter at TrainFactsGuy. Want to thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one. And until then, take care, stay awesome, stay true to yourself, and remember to never give up. Bye, everybody.